Hello everybody, how's it going? I'm back again here with another video. Now this isn't exactly going to be a movie review necessarily, and this might be something I actually start doing on the channel too. Um, I said I love movies, so this is kind of why I'm doing this. I just love movies a lot, um, and I will say uh, this is pretty much going to be about box office bombs. So we do have, and if you guys been know with your films the past weekend or so, you pretty much know what movies I'm going to be talking about on the infancy of this segment. So let's kind of go ahead and get into it. So we got two movies that bombed, and these bombed pretty bad, and I'm actually surprised at how bad they bombed, um, considering the studios they came from, the studios or the franchises that these two movies are attached to. So the movies that I'm going to be talking about is, of course, as you know, and I have it on the screen, The Flash, and DC's The Flash movie that just dropped this last weekend, and Pixar's new animated film Elemental. Um, a movie I was kind of okay on when I saw the trailer. I was a little scared. And I will honestly say I did not see these movies yet. I have not seen Elemental. I haven't seen Flash yet. Um, I will say though that these two. So I will say also that because normally um, I see what movies are coming out and I try to determine what's going to be a flop, what's going to succeed, what's going to do really well. Um, I thought Flash was actually going to do pretty well. I thought Flash and Elemental, again, considering the movie studios, the franchises that these branch from, I was really shocked to find out that these didn't even do that well. I think, so, um, we'll go down the Wikipedia page here. I'm going to show you guys. So Wikipedia says right here, um, the budget was between, on the Flash movie, and I'll pull up, let me pull up Elemental also, so that way I can actually show you guys. Um, pull up the movie Elemental. So, so these are the box office numbers for both films. So, as you see here, Elemental had a budget of $200 million. Now, because I know people might say Wikipedia is not very accurate. I think it is with the box office numbers because if you go to different sources, you'll see some people may have different figures, but it's usually around the same figure. So the box office figure budget, how much it pulled in. So Elemental, we have $200 million. Its box office was only 55 million. So that's pretty bad. That is a flop. And Wikipedia tracks everything up to date. So this is the box office even as it is out now. So nobody's really watching this movie. This movie is not pulling in the box office numbers that it needs to profit. Right? So then we go to Flash. There's only 139 million. So Flash actually did a little bit better. It's still doing really bad because I think its box office opening was only 50. I think it was like 55 million or something like that too, on a 200 to 220 million dollar budget. So both movies are doing horrible. So you're thinking, well, The Flash, DC, Ezra Miller, old school Batman. we got a cool looking Supergirl in here. Uh, we got two Flashes. Um, Multiverse. You know, part of a bigger franchise. James Gunn said it was really good. Tom Cruise said it was really good. Um, uh, it just all the hype built around this movie. They're saying it's the best comic book movie ever made. Um, so, uh, Elemental. It's a Pixar film. It's animated. Everyone loves Pixar. Even in doubt of Disney, people still look at Pixar because Pixar is the more innovative side of Disney. They're not putting out live action remakes of the same movies they keep releasing every 5 years. That Pixar is the more original company. So what's going on? Why is Pixar nor the Flash pulling in these numbers? And so kind of giving my reasons, honestly. His reasons I think they flopped. Um, Normally, I could tell flops usually. Um, so uh, I'll say this right now. I think I think the reason for the Flash, I feel like our biggest issue with this one is, well, let's get the big elephant in the room out of the way, right? Ezra Miller. Just Ezra Miller, his antics. Um, which is unfortunate because when Ezra Miller kept doing his antics repeatedly, DC was already done with the film. Um, and I've seen people go like, well, why don't they just recast Ezra Miller? Even up until the release, people were saying they need to recast Ezra Miller. They need to do reshoots with the new actor. My problem, I can see where DC is coming from on that for not recasting him, is because it's going to cost them more money. I think to recast him, it's going to cost more money to do all those reshoots. Reshoots are expensive. Just ask the people over at Fox with Dark Phoenix. Tell them and see what answer you get from them. Uh, the Justice League movie. So reshoots aren't as cut and dry or as simple as one may think. So I think also another reason why it didn't do very well uh, was the many times the delays. So um, this movie was originally, I think it was supposed to come back out in yeah, it says it right here. The Flash premiered at Chinese Theater in Los Angeles on June 12th, 2023, and was released in the United States on June 16th, following multiple delays caused by changes in directors. So they had multiple directors on this. Of course, this was done during COVID, so they had to push it back again because of COVID. And then, like I said, and then post production setbacks and controversy surrounding Ezra Miller. So it's it was the delays. Honestly, um, I feel like that could definitely harm a film because when okay, and this is tricky in showbiz, right? Because when you have a film and you have a set date, people are anticipating that set date. Like that's the set in stone date. This happens to a lot of films. Uh, for some odd reason, Avatar got past this, um, and that movie came out 12 years. Was it 12 or 13 years after the original? 13 years after the original film. Uh, so Avatar is definitely an anomaly. Uh, so, but you, you look at a movie like Flash. That's a movie where you do have high anticipation for it. Um, but then when like, I guess I'm going over two different points, right? When your main star is constantly stirring up controversy, uh, when what did he do? Then he choked a girl out in Walmart or something like that. That was the first incident, at least the one I heard. And then he, and this is all while they were shooting the Zack Snyder verse. He choked some girl out. He assaulted another girl at a bar. He attacked some dude at the bar too. Um, some couple bailed him out of jail. He threatened to kill them or something like that. And then I think he also he was abducting kids into like cults, like these young teenage girls. Like he was abducting them into cults. Uh, so really, really bad look for Miller, and then especially for him to be put into the movie. And as I said, it's really hard to recast him, considering that the studio would have to shell out more money to do reshoots, to digitize the actor in there and still make it look convincing. Especially when you have the movie done. That's why I was like, when they were finished, I was like, they might as well keep Ezra Miller in there and just release the movie. You guys spent $200 million on the movie. You might as well just release it and see if you at least could turn a profit. Um, and then and again, I said with and what I was saying also with film delays, when a film is delayed so much, when you delay a movie so much after a while, like nobody wants to. I don't. No one is really anticipating that film anymore. It is what it is. It happens. I've seen it happen to a lot of movies. So my eyes water. I was just randomly watering. I don't know if it's allergies or something. But but yeah, you have like when a movie is getting delayed so much, people just stop caring about it. I think that's what happened with Sin City 2, right? The first Sin City came out 2005, I think. The sequel was supposed to come out 2009, um, and then they got delayed. I think it was supposed to come out. Yeah, I think it was 2009. It was supposed to come out. It was 2007 or something like that, and then it got pushed back to 2009, and then it got pushed back again to 2010. And then by then, some of the actors that was making a return to the sequel, they had already died. Um, and then the movie didn't get released until um, 2013, which was 9 years after the original film came out. So by that point, man, you know, I was 19, 20 years old. I think 20 when the first Sin City came out. The second movie didn't come out until I was 30. I was 30 years old when that second movie came out. So it was like nobody really had a anticipation to go see it after that, right? When you when you keep promising somebody that something's coming out and then it keeps getting pushed back further, 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 they're not looking for it anymore. You have to capitalize on any anticipation there is. So I think that's what also hurt the movie, the constant, the multiple delays. So I say Ezra Miller, multiple delays, um, building height. Okay, filmmakers, you gotta stop doing this. You gotta stop doing this. You have to stop saying you have the best blank blank of all time. Okay, like you can't. So yeah, that's all I've been hearing from James Gunn, all these different actors who had test screenings for the movie. They're all come out saying this is the best superhero film ever made, and then I get in here and it's got like mixed reviews. I heard some reviews on it because I couldn't wait. I try not to watch other people's reviews because I want to formulate my own original opinion of the film. when I review it. But I this one I couldn't wait for. I just wanted to see what everybody would say about it, and it has been getting some mixed reception. I think I just looked at the Wikipedia page. I think it's sitting at 66% of Rotten Tomatoes. But even the fans and the critics alike are saying it's just an okay film. There's some people who just don't like it at all. They say it's a mess of a film. Um, they're saying it's not the best film of all time. Um, or it's not the best superhero film of all time. And that's what sucks, man, because you can't you can't overhype something because people are going to people are going to expect that bar to be high. Like the Flash could have been right. Flash could have been the best superhero film ever made, but people are still going to come out and go like, it was cool because people are going to have really high expectations. Like if you say you have the best superhero film of all time, you better have the best superhero film of all time, because the fan base will that can easily backfire like it just did with the Flash. This all backfired. Um, just a lot of people when you overhype something and it doesn't live up to the hype that you give it, then that's when it's problematic. It's prone to doing what the Flash did, and that's only pulling $50 million on a 200 and something million-dollar budget, right? So, all right. So another reason why I think this film flopped. Um, so another reason I thought this honestly flopped too. Uh, so I'm trying to think what. I had another reason too. This is definitely another reason. Uh, Let's try to think what it was. I heard it. Oh man. Yeah, I kind of forgot what it was. This is why I thought this was a flop. Uh, oh man. I'll probably try to get back to that point later. But I had another reason why is I thought this movie did flop too. Um, yeah, but you just don't you don't so too much hype. Ezra Miller and um, the multiple delays that could definitely hurt a film. All these things pretty much can hurt this film because I know DC this had to project a certain number. I couldn't remember. I'm usually on top of how much they project it to be. I just didn't really check into that this time, but yeah. I mean, I just think I think this really sucks for DC. Uh, like I said, this is the one time where I would say like this movie flopping, DC had no control over it. I really don't think they had control over this. Even with Ezra Miller doing all the crappy stuff he did, I think they just tried to sweep that under the rug and just keep things moving, and it just didn't work out. Oh yeah, I got my last point. Got it. Last point. Nobody cares about this universe anymore. Nobody cares. Look, look, like you're hiring James Gunn to come in, right? And he's starting a new DC universe. He showcased everything that he was doing, and he's saying they're all connected. So this Flash movie means nothing. This means nothing. Like who cares, right? Like nobody wants to go see a movie like the DC and the Marvel fans. They go see these movies because they're all part of some humongous connected universe, right? So what made you think people want to go see a Flash movie um, that is trying to fix the entire universe? Nobody cares about this anymore. People are done DC. they don't want to deal with this. This right here, this Ezra Miller Flash thing is still part of the Snyderverse, and people are done with the Snyderverse. They don't want to see that anymore. They now want to see what James Gunn is going to do. It's out with the old and it's in with the new. Nobody wants to watch this ever again. Okay? Nobody wants to see this. Now, um, like I said, I've been having issues getting to the theater myself, so that's why I haven't been putting out a lot of new movies. A lot of my reviews have been coming from streaming. I actually have Morbius on over there. I'm about to start watching that, and I'll give a review for that too. But I saw Glass Onion, so I'll be putting that up too as well. And then I also saw another 2022 film, a horror film called Choose or Die, and it's a Netflix exclusive, so I'll be reviewing that also. So I'll be putting up Ready to Choose or Die and Glass Onion, and then Morbius also. I just wanted to do this video real quick. So we got so the next movie is Elemental. So I pretty much gave you my Flash banter. All right, Pixar's Elemental. I could probably sum that one up pretty quickly. I don't think I have as many reasons as the Flash, but I'm gonna, and a lot of people may find this one a little weird, but it's an animated film. I'm gonna be honest with you, animated films usually don't do very well. I know Mario Brothers made like over $1 billion because I think because there's just a giant market for Mario Brothers, and then the one from the '90s. Even the kids today who didn't grow up with the one in the '90s, they know that one from the '90s was infamously bad. It's a bad film because I remember watching it as a kid, and I wanted to see it because I really liked Mario Brothers when I was little, and it was not a good movie. It's considered one of the worst films ever made. This one's getting pretty mixed reception. This one's divided. That Mario Brothers film was divided between the fans and the critics. But Elemental, that is a big reason. It is an animated film. A lot of times, animated films, especially animated IPs, they tend to not do as well as live action films. And it sucks because the cost is so high. You gotta think, you gotta hire all these animators, the technology to animate this stuff, all your artists, your writers, everything. There's usually a huge team of like these animators, right? Actually, put this more put on Elemental. So, yeah, like, but that is one big reason. It is an animated film. And I just feel like animated films usually don't do as well. Like that's just how it has been historically. They just don't do very well, or don't do as well as other movies. Even if they do good, they don't do as good as other films. So, so I think another reason too is Pixar's quality. So I know I haven't seen a Pixar film in a while, but I just started noticing with certain films, it just feels like their quality has dipped a little bit to me in films. I know Lightyear. I hadn't seen Lightyear yet, but I know Lightyear got pretty average reviews. This one's getting average reviews. So I mean, you know, and then like, I feel like Pixar's movies have been stirring a bit of controversy. That I think that'll be another point too. But I think, yeah, I think mostly it has been their quality a little bit. Like they're just not the same Pixar that made like Wall-E Um, or what's another really good Pixar film? The Incredibles, and I like both Incredibles movies. I thought the first one was way better than the second one, um, but yeah, I didn't think it was. I liked Incredibles. That was a really good superhero film. The first Incredibles was, uh, but I just feel like the Pixar quality is just not there in my opinion. Like I said, I have to see the new movies to make that judgment even more solidified. But to me, it just seems like they're not. I was just kind of wondering how long Pixar was going to keep up the extremely good quality on their films. So, and it just seems like it may be petering out just a little bit. Like their movies are good, but they're not like great like they used to be. Um, so yeah, and then that was the last one too, the controversy. Um, so Pixar did Turning Red, and that did spark a lot of outrage. Um, so I guess with the inclusiveness, well, is it inclusiveness? Because I guess it was supposed to be, from my understanding, it was a metaphor about a little girl going through puberty, having a period essentially. Um, and a lot of people didn't like that. A lot of people were really outraged by that. And then you had Lightyear come out. Um, and then like you know, it was a lesbian couple in Lightyear, and then a lot of people had outrage with that too. But I actually heard that was sort of forced, and it didn't really. It was a little weird being in there. Uh, and then like you have what was yeah, and then they have Elemental. So I don't know if maybe I'm overshooting this, but I don't know. Maybe Pixar is just not building a goodwill with the people anymore. I could be wrong. They could make their next movie and that's a hit. Um, so I don't know. I really don't know. Like again, these are just my theories and my guesses. And I have fun usually doing this because I really like to sit there and really think about, man, that movie bombed. I wonder why it bombed. But I just thought I really wanted to talk about these two because these were the most bizarre film bombs to me. Um, I know people go like, well, Ezra Miller, Ezra Miller, he's finished. He ruined the movie. It's like, yeah, but I mean, I can still see people going to see The Flash. You have Michael Keaton in there, and it is a superhero film. It's a DC movie, and I was proven wrong. Like, no, like people just, I don't know if people just did not want to go see Ezra Miller. Like I think they were just fed up with him, and they're just fed up with the whole, DC multiverse thing. They're just ready to move on and see what James Gunn has to offer. So. And even when Elemental, when I heard the plot to it and everything, I'm like, okay, this Pixar is doing it. I mean, they might. I mean, I was a little iffy about the trailer, but I was like, okay, it is Pixar. I think they usually put some really good classics together. So I was super shocked. Um, that this did not do well. I was really shocked Elemental didn't do well at all. Um, so I don't know. Again, these are my theories. Uh, you know, uh, do you think there's any reason why these movies flopped? Uh, just go ahead and put it down in the comment section. Know what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe as usual. Um, I'll probably make this a thing that catches on. Channel's not really getting views, but I have to put out some more stuff as well too. And then, like I said in the middle of my review, I got other reviews coming too. So I'm trying to see all the 2022 movies that I can, and then I'm gonna go back and do some, and then I'll try to splash like 2023 movies in between them, because I think the only 2023 movie I think I reviewed was Megan. So if you want to go to the channel and see what I do, see what I said about Megan. So no, no, I appreciate you guys watching the channel out there, um, and check me out later. I'll see you next video. Peace.